Welcome to our First Gethsemane Center for Family Development, Inc., our Community Empowerment Center, as a further outreach of the First Gethsemane Baptist Church. I'm Pastor T-Von Walker, Senior Pastor here for 29 years and Chairman of the Board here at our Center for Family Development. On behalf of Reverend Keith A. Bush, our Senior Director, Center Director, and the Board of Directors, and the host of volunteers who assist us in the endeavors we attempt here, and to welcome our school superintendent, our mayor, our city council members like David James and others who are present with us today, to those who've come to support us from a number of charities, including COSAIR Charities, from Congressman John Yormut's office. Thank you for being here today. State Representative Darrell Owens, who has always been a great supporter of what we're doing, and our school board chair. We're happy to have Ms. Porter here. We thank you for choosing First Gethsemane as the place to make these announcements today. For 17 years, we have run a summer youth program, and last year we were blessed to add a very important component, the OST component, the Out-of-School Achievement Enhancement Program. And we were so delighted that our students performed so exceptionally well in that 9-week program. Marilyn Smith, who is a Jefferson County Public School teacher, is our camp director and is here today. And we're excited that we're going to be able to have 60 more children this summer to try to improve the scores of children in our community, many who are economically and socially at risk. We believe that it is our responsibility as a congregation to reach out to the community beyond what the church does, and that's one of the reasons we have this 501c3 not-for-profit corporation that allows us to benefit the community in ways that a church could not. So we are so excited you are here with us today. We are grateful to Mr. Rothel Farris, retired Jefferson County Public School principal, and Mr. Edwin Fox, who is with Raymond James Financial Services, who actually brought the idea to the church, the CFD facility, so that we could work in partnership together. And those men have worked behind the scenes. I just met the person who helped us get some computers last year, because so many of our children in our community don't have computers at home. And so they are behind. Once they go to school, they find themselves behind. And so we're excited that we can be a partner with so many others who are here. I'm sure I didn't call all the names. I don't know all the dignitaries, but please, please, please realize that we appreciate the partnership that we see evident here today with all of you present. We at First Gethsemane, and I'm going to shut up for the real people to come and speak, but we here at First Gethsemane really are committed to improving the educational achievement of our youth. And you will see, and we encourage you to walk around today and see our tutoring programs that we run now. They have been going on for more than a dozen years. Toward Educational Achievement Program, which is a program for all elementary and middle school children that operates all year long, as well as our STAR program, which is a program for teenagers that provides some educational enrichment opportunities. So again, thank you. You honor us by being here today. And we're delighted to be a part of this assembly. And we are delighted to present our very capable Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Harkins, and she will come and bring comments.
Thank you, Dr. Walker, for not only joining us as a Learning Place partner, for hosting us today. What a wonderful facility this is. I'd also like to thank all of the Learning Place partners and enrichment site partners that are here that have been supportive of Everyone Learns. I always talk about rowing, and learning is like rowing. And we know that not to advance is really to drop back. So when I speak about the importance of students, educators, parents, and community members rowing together for progress, this is really a great example. I find this illustration particularly poignant. It truly takes all of us to fight the current of summer learning loss. And we know that what our students do every moment is important. So we really don't have a moment to rest. Learning cannot take the summer off if we want to advance toward our vision of being the best urban district in the country. More than 35,000 students, 34,000 students now use our two extended learning time computer programs, Success Maker and Study Island. Both of these programs are aligned with what students are expected to know and what teachers are doing in classrooms. Some students access them from their home, as Dr. Walker said. Others participate in wonderful centers like this and learning places with our out-of-school time partners. This school year alone, students who participated in out-of-school time programs completed 23.6 hours of instruction with Success Maker and Study Island. That is the equivalent of 3.5 extra learning days to the school year. That's thousands of moments that our students are making progress rather than standing still or dropping back. It's about a half a day more that students did even last year. Annie Hagler, our Family Resource Center coordinator at Wheatley Elementary, where the students with us today attend school, has witnessed the effectiveness of Everyone Learns behind the numbers. She is here to share her experiences and a little bit more about Success Maker and Study Island with you. Please join me in welcoming Annie Hagler.
Thank you, Dr. Hargens, Dr. Walker. You know, it's an amazing thing to have so much community support behind you. When you are in a facility and you're attempting to educate children, you quickly realize that it's greater than just those persons who are housed in that building every day. It then becomes much broader than that. It becomes all of you. It becomes government officials. It becomes churches, community development centers. Those of you who have a vested interest in seeing our children succeed. Having the access, our students at Wheatley, to have access to Success Maker and Study Island is an extra added benefit. We have students who, let me explain a little bit about what they do. Success Makers for those students who are at least 2 grade levels behind reading and math. And you think about that when they're coming out of kindergarten, they're going into 1st and 2nd grade primary grades because they're getting ready for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And they're already starting out behind. And you've got teachers who are working hard every day to make sure that all children are educated. It's an added bonus to have a tool such as Success Maker to help motivate those kids and to move them and to give them the practice they need in reading and in math. And then you have a Study Island for those kids who are no more than 1 grade level behind. For those kids, that's an extra added boost because it gives them the extra experience and practice that they need on all core content area. Study Island gives you all core content area. Success Makers focuses primarily on reading and math. If we have kids who are already behind, we need every ounce of support that we can get. It can be individuals who come and volunteer with us. It could be government officials, like in our area, we have Councilman James, who is a valiant partner with us. It can be community churches, development centers who open their doors, such as First Gethsemane is doing, and inviting students to come in during the summertime to get that extra added help. Everyone learns, everyone reads, are valiant programs that the whole community need to get behind. You want to know why? Because what happens with these children right now will impact all of us about 10 to 15 years down the road. So it's imperative that we take the time right now to undergird them, to give them the help they need so that they're reading, and they're reading on grade level, that they're on target socially, emotionally. It's important that we take the time now while they're still very young. Thanks to First Gethsemane, who is saying that that's exactly what we want to do. For you and your congregation and all of those persons who are working with you, I applaud you. I am grateful to you. I'm grateful right now for the opportunity for 8, 9 of our students to come and participate in this program. You want to know why? And then I'm going to get down. I'm going to sit down, I promise you. It is exposure. It is experiences that help to grow children. It helps to mold them. If you keep them isolated and they never get that exposure, then they won't know what to do when it's presented to them. So it's important that every opportunity somebody offers me a weekly, Ms. Hagler, can you? Yes. Ms. Hagler, would you? Yes. Ms. Hagler, can you? Yes. Ms. Hagler, when? Now. It's important. All of the family resource centers, youth service centers, are about helping kids, teenagers, young people get stronger, get healthier, become more knowledgeable, and develop this huge love for learning. We want them to develop that now while they're in primary grade levels so that when they get to middle and high school, you don't have to work so hard to get them to want to learn. They just automatically are inquisitive and they want to get it. So help us now to do what needs to be done so that 10, 15 years down the road, they can come back and help all of us. Thank you all so very much. Dr. Hargins.
When I first came to Louisville, everybody kept talking about Friskies. And I thought, what is a Frisky? But now I know what Friskies are, and I know the good work that people like Annie do. So I want to thank Annie for her commitment and her hard work and all the Friskies in Jefferson County. So we're really working as a community and as a school system to grow Everyone Learns in a number of ways this summer. One of these is our Department of Diversity, Equity, and Poverty's Summer Slump Initiative, and we appreciate the leadership of Assistant Superintendent John Marshall. Research shows that access to educational enrichment opportunities is difficult sometimes to obtain for students in poverty. It is our goal for all of our students to have summer opportunities to enhance and build upon the wonderful work our teachers and students do during the school year. Summer Slump is a series of presentations that began this spring and assists community leaders in understanding the literacy curriculum in Jefferson County Public Schools. It also provides help in planning curriculum-based summer activities for students. So programs can include education along with recreational components. We are proud to gain more oars rowing together to help us forward with our initiative. And I want to commend our partners at Louisville Central Community Center, are helping to continue to grow Everyone Learns by providing students an additional incentive to utilize these programs. After students hone their abilities using SuccessMaker and Study Island, they can participate in the eLearn Olympics initiative. There are a series of internet-based, academically based competitions, and students can actually earn medals and incentives. So they'll have the opportunity to win gold, silver, and bronze medals, as well as prizes like iPads and notebooks for participating. The games increase effectiveness and improve the outcomes of our out-of-school time. This also helps with our strategic plan, Vision 2015. This is such an integral part of achieving the vision that all of our students will graduate prepared. So you want to check out eLearning Olympics and that website, which is www.elearnolympics.com. We also believe, as we know, in educating the whole child, and opportunities are not just reading and math, but other opportunities. So we also believe in enrichment experiences for our students. Louisville has a host of community partners participating in this piece of Everyone Learns. So one piece is about math and reading, the other piece is about enrichment and experiences. So our partners include Louisville Zoo, the Kentucky Science Center, Stage One Family Theater, and with us today is the Associate Artistic Director, Andrew Harris. And there are many more people and partners here. I encourage parents to view our full list of these sites at our website, LouisvilleLearningPlaces.com, and visit websites to see what hands-on, minds-on programs there are available. So Louisville Learning Places also have a website that parents can use to find community learning places with computers for students to use SuccessMaker and Study Island. And I think actually Andrew Harris, was Andrew Harris going to comment at all about enrichment? I guess you can go to the website and find out. I want to make sure I gave them an opportunity. But parents who need to register their students to use the programs. And they can do so by calling this number, 485-7455. So parents and students need to call 485-7455. And that will help you, assist you in getting connected to a learning place and to Success Maker and Study Island. So again, I want to thank Dr. Walker and all of our community learning place and enrichment site partners for your participation and your commitment to education. And of course, a big thank you to our partners in Everyone Learns, Mayor Greg Fisher's office and Metro United Way representatives, who are represented by President and CEO Joe Tolan. It's together that we'll achieve our goal of having all students in Jefferson County graduate prepared. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the CEO of Metro United Way, the famous Joe Tolan.
Good afternoon. At your United Way, the vision is for everyone in our community to achieve their fullest potential through education, through financial stability, and through healthy lives. And you and I know that we've all got a stake in making sure that our kids have the opportunity to become productive citizens for the future and give back to the community themselves. We really need to cut the dropout rates. We need to help ensure that our youth graduate on time, prepared for college, work, and life. And I think everyone in this room is committed to seeing that happen. And I just want to point out that having an effective out-of-school time system is an absolutely essential piece of making that happen. So I'm proud to stand here with our out-of-school time partners today. We share the knowledge that there's a clear role that out-of-school time programs play in helping school-age youth develop the skills they need to be successful academically. By better aligning our efforts and our programs with our schools, and that's exactly what's happening, we can help close achievement gaps in our community that desperately need to be closed. We've heard a lot about the goal to prevent summer learning loss. And in fact, more than half of the achievement gap, it's estimated, between lower and higher income youth can be explained by unequal access to summer learning opportunities. That's why we're really excited to let you know today about a new summer pilot program called the Dreamers Academy, a unique partnership between Metro United Way, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kentuckiana, Neighborhood House, and JCPS. It's an 8-week pilot program designed to prevent summer learning loss among youth who live in the Parkland and Portland neighborhoods, utilizing research best practices to improve and measure learning through quality out-of-school time experience. You know, recently I heard an educator from another community talk about the success he had in very challenged areas and youth who come from very challenged circumstances. And he hit on something that just made so much sense to me. He talked about the need to have significant joy and vigor in our programs. And I think that's exactly the right mix. Kids vote with their feet. If they're not going to have a good time, they ain't going to show up, right? But we also have to be sure that we've got the rigor that will, in fact, measurably demonstrate that it's contributing to their success in school, not just in the short term, but in the long term. And we're fortunate to have the kind of partner that we have in Dr. Hargens and in JCPS, and you've heard about the software programs. You know, there's no question who's in charge of curriculum for out-of-school time programs. It's got to be JCPS. And then who's in charge of creating programs that are attractive and retain kids coming back and learning and learning? That's us. That's everyone that's involved in out-of-school time programming. Now, you'd be disappointed, I think, if I didn't ask you for something, but it's not money. We have half the volunteers that we need to fully staff up this Dreamers Academy this summer. So we need about 30 more, 28, 29, I didn't count this morning. And it just takes a little bit of time, a lot of commitment, a little bit of talent. So if you or friends of yours, and I ask you to spread the word, can spare a couple hours a week, you can help us fully staff out with the volunteer component of the Dreamers Academy. You can find out details about it at www.metrounitedway.org. And for yourself or for colleagues of yours, just think, the difference maker between a student graduating or dropping out could be you. What a great way to spend a couple hours a week. It's now my pleasure to introduce a real champion of lifelong learning and a great partner to all of us involved in this important work. Let's welcome our Mayor, Greg Fisher.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Dr. Walker, thank you. To you and the First G team. I'd recommend you come to church on First G sometime if you want to start your Sunday morning with the jolt. These guys know how to do it. The out-of-school time. Boy, it's not like this is a new concept for us now. So much data is coming forth on the difference between kids that are engaged 365 days a year with learning versus those that take the summer off. And the stakes have never been higher either. I mean, the world is changing at such a rapid pace that it's so much easier to fall behind than it was just 10 or 20 years ago. So we know what the challenge is with the community. So the question is, how do we deploy now in the most effective way? Joe talked about the need for more volunteers. You know, we had 107,000 people volunteer during our Give a Day week of service about a month ago. So we'll send out a notice to our Give a Day volunteers. We'll use our social media. Chris Pointer is here to get the word out on the Dreamers Academy so we can fill those slots for you, Joe. That should happen real easy. We got great citizens in Louisville. We got compassionate people in Louisville that understand the need for this. So we should be able to fill those needs real quickly, and I'd encourage everybody to help out with that. We got a lot of great out-of-school time partners and enrichment sites. Andrew, you've been talked a lot about here. Andrew's here to represent all the out-of-school time programming here in the community, so thank you and the whole group that comes together, and fun stuff. You know, it's like a lot of kids don't think about going to stage one, for instance, as out-of-school time learning activity, but think about all the things they learn, from presentation to public speaking to showing up on time to being in person and somebody else. So sometimes you trick kids into learning something, all of a sudden something clicks, and they say, well, I like that. And then that means they're going to go to the internet, and they do more research. They become curious. They start learning. So you never know what is going to trip a kid's trigger. Donna talked about experiential learning. We hear about the educational gap all the time. But the experiential gap is just as important, and that is when some kids don't have as much access to different types of activities as kids from advantaged areas, so they haven't seen the full picture that's available to them in the world. And when you do that, it's amazing how kids all of a sudden channel their energy into something that they never knew existed before. So it's important we give them those experiences, and that's what our out-of-school time activity does for us in so many different ways. So Andrew, thank you for what you're doing, and all of our out-of-school time partners. Metro government has got to play an important role in this. We have over 80 learning programs, out-of-school time programs for children and young adults throughout the community. It's things as varied as hands-on program at the Louisville Zoo. Turn the kid on by learning how to take care of big animals. Be a zoologist. How many people did you know when they were in 3rd grade wanted to be zoologists? Programs at the Jefferson Memorial Forest. A lot of kids have never been in the middle of a big forest before. We've got the biggest urban park forest in the country here in Jefferson Memorial Forest. It's 15 minutes away from here. And then, of course, just summer reading program. And you got to love it. I'm sure everybody knows a kid in here that you see them walking around. They got 12 books with them. And when did you read all those books? They'll say, today. You know, and they're just love to learn. You know, and we know that if you're a good reader, you're going to do well in school at the same time. So the summer reading program by the library is a very effective way for out-of-school time programs. And the great thing about a lot of these programs, they are either no cost or they're low cost. So then the question is, you know, how can we get the kids to these programs? For some families it's easy. Other families need help. You know, watch the little baby while they take their younger kids to the library. So everybody can help in one way or another with this. Our Metro Parks and Recreation, we feel like we have a commitment to being a strong out-of-school time partner as well, especially with our community centers. Our community centers are located in areas that are easy for people to get to. They know where they're at, so you're going to be seeing us stepping up our program at our community centers with our Metro Parks. We've hired Ben Johnson. I think I saw Ben here earlier. Ben's in the back. Ben is a well-known community leader as it relates to lifting kids up. Ben's our Assistant Director of Recreation and Programming, and a big part of his job is to help identify and establish youth programming within the community. So Ben, you've done a great job for decades. We're really pleased to have you as part of the Metro team as well. So we're counting on you, brother. You know that. Also, I saw Sadiqa Reynolds here earlier today. I think Sadiq was over here. Sadiq was our chief for community building, Judge Reynolds. And so the parks and all of those areas report into her. So talk about a passionate leader for lifelong learning and getting kids on the right track. The judge is a champion in our community for that within our mayor's team. So thank you, Chief. So what are our goals? Getting as many local organizations as possible to provide computer resources and internet access is one of those. So we can align with JCPS's Everyone Learns activity. This digital divide is a serious issue in every community. If you're connected to the web, you've got the world's classroom 24 hours a day. If you're not connected and or you don't have a device to get on the web, you're at a severe disadvantage. The internet's, yeah, there's entertainment on the internet, but it's also a pipeline to job, but most importantly, it's a pipeline to 24-hour education. So getting people online is a huge part of what we're working with our community partners on. And that's why what you've got over here, Rev, is so important. So kids can get on, learn with their computers, and have a classroom 24 hours a day. We couldn't make this happen without some great partners. So today we have a surprise guest. Virginia Judd from the Humana Foundation is here today. She's carrying around something in an envelope that looked very attractive to me. So Virginia Judd, would you come up here? Virginia and the Humana Foundation does so much good for our community. She had this mischievous grin on her face here, which means every time that grin's on her, it means you have something good to announce. So Virginia.
Thank you, Greg. Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is by far the best part of my job. You can imagine. This is just gives us so much joy to be part of an announcement today that's going to be something we think really important and potentially transformative for children all over the community. And so I am indeed proud and honored to announce a new grant from the Humana Foundation to Metro Parks Foundation for $50,000. For support of summer camp and summer jobs and engaging the community in a meaningful way so that kids can really learn throughout the summer and have fun experiences that are rigorous and give them chances to learn new things and have the presence of a caring adult, many caring adults in their lives, which we know really makes a difference. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of detail about the grant because I think it's significant and I wanted to read a little something. So this grant will offer children 2 programs that provide educational and healthy opportunities. There's an after-school program in West Louisville with the River City Drum Corps, wonderful organization you know about, doing great work with kids, for 90 children learning to play and march. Students will maintain a 2.5 GPA, they will work in an urban garden, and they will join family members in family healthy nutrition nights. The program will employ 13 Kentuckiana Works youth staff. So that's the first part of the grant. The second part is to support a summer camp for 500 kids at 11 sites. It will include nutrition and exercise classes and a field day event at Fern Creek High School. So we think that's equally important as part of this initiative. So it is my pleasure, I happen to have a check with me today, to present this $50,000 check to Mayor Fisher.
And Ben Johnson behind us.
And Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson. So congratulations and thank you for this opportunity to share the good news with you.
Thanks, Virginia. Like Santa Claus. Awesome. Ben wasn't on the program, but he's always ready to say some motivating words. So you're on the spot, man. You got 50 grand in your hand, and it's time to perform. What do you got to say?
Well, thank you all. First, I was going to say bye, because I've never had a $50,000 check in my hand before. That feels kind of good. But I just really want to thank everyone that's here. I've done youth work in this community for a long time, but I really want to thank Humana. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank Sadiqa for giving me this opportunity. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun work. I love my job. I just came from a staff meeting, and I told my team, you are paid to prepare young people to be happy, to be healthy. There's not a much better job than that. You know, we're actually paid to deal with young people and do those kind of things. So I wish my meeting was afterwards so I could show them this check to also let them know that this community is really serious about what they say they want done to do to prepare these young people. So when I make them aware that we received this check from Humana, thank you very much, the remarks that the mayor has made, that Joe has made, the superintendent has made, I'm going to let them know that we are under pressure to perform. But the fact of the matter is there could not be a better job with a higher return than preparing young people to be happy and, more importantly, to be successful. So thank you all. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Ben, thanks to you and the whole team. So this is all part of our community's goal toward lifelong learning, right? Whether you're 9 years old or 99 years old, the communities that are winning around the world are innovation-oriented communities. They're curious communities, learning all types of new things. That obviously leads to good jobs and opportunities and financial success, family harmony, all those type of good things. So the key is find something you're joyful about, especially when you're learning with the lifelong learning. Then it's not work, right? It's all good, and it's just a good way to spend time. So let's keep working with each one of our kids to keep them on track, obviously, in school, but help them find that one topic or several topics that they're joyful about, and then off they go, and great things will happen with them. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Remember to check out our summer learning programs from Metro. They're all in this booklet, and look forward to working with everybody this summer to have a very good out-of-school time activity. Thank you.
We want to express our appreciation as well to all of you who've been here today, and want to encourage you to visit the demonstration of the weekly elementary students who are here to demonstrate Study Island and Success Maker. Those who may not be familiar with those programs, we'd love for you to step in there, as well as Marilyn Smith from our Teen Kid Summer Camp. If you just happen to, might as well throw a commercial in here, have children here in the community who would benefit from a summer program. We want to offer you that opportunity. You may know a child who could really benefit from that. So Marilyn will be at our table to assist you. And thank you, all of you, for being here with us.